Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, when you get here, uh, we have very limited time. So we're going to run through the 3 points and just get done, okay? So let me know and share this link back to the group so that they know we are here. Some of the people might have to watch this, to rewatch this, or to have this on replay. For those of you that are live, we are going to go through it very, very quickly. So we have less than 30 minutes here, and I hope that we use those 30 minutes to the fullest, okay? And when we get to about a good number, then I will get started, because I don't want to start and then I have to repeat myself. I have to do this again. So let's do this. Okay, can't wait. Love your energy. Okay, so Derek was busy saying, okay, I love your energy at 8:50 on radio and 9:10 on in the live class. Yes, commitment. Commitment is what takes us, what takes us far. The extra mile, okay, and the extra zest and zeal that you have to serve. Remember, we are doing this because we want to serve, we want to impact lives, we want to get people from one level to another, and we just want to make sure that while we do that, number one, we stay committed, we stay true to our calling, okay? And hi Hilda, good evening to you. Hadija, my dear, Hadija, good to have you, okay? So and just like we said, to this week, we are talking about speaking, and speaking is crucial, very important in every area of your life, wherever you will go. In relationships, I think we need to learn public speaking. Even in relationships, we need to learn how to speak. Even at our workplaces, we need to learn how to speak up for ourselves. Okay, we need to learn to speak even in the families. Okay, we need to learn to speak even with our children. We need to learn. So whenever you're not having just the conversation, the inner conversation with your mind, just like we were talking about it on radio with Tim, thinking big, or really taking time to think before you act, okay? You have to make sure that you speak from a point of information, you speak from a point of authority, you speak from a point of empathy, you speak from a point of not I know it all, but I need to learn more. I need to hear whatever it is that needs to be heard, and I need to be able to move on with power. Okay, so super coach, I feel great to be here. Good to have you, Ruth. And so speaking is very, very, very crucial. So for most of us that are really, really studying to be public speakers, motivational speaker, inspirational speaker, transformational speaker, I think transformational speaking is the basis of it all. Because if you cannot move a person, if you cannot change a person, then you have not done what you were supposed to do. We talked about, I think, when Tuesday, if you did not, if you are not part of us, please make sure that you look for that program. We talked about bringing transformation to the audiences that you speak to, whether you're engaging on social media virtually, whether you're engaging in a one-on-one, or just speaking a real life event, okay? And you have to speak to people. You have to make sure that what you say transforms them. Have you ever gone to an event? Have you ever gone to a speaking engagement and you leave the place unchanged? You leave the place even worse than you went, with only regrets. And it's even worse if you paid for that event, because then you get to think about your money, and you get to think about, maybe I should have bought a plate of food, maybe I should have traveled to this place, maybe I should have treated myself to a spa treatment, maybe I should have done this, like the regrets. But when you go to a place and you are given more than you paid for, or more than you expected from that place, then you go saying that that conference was life-changing, that conference was transformational, that speaker was transformational, it blew my mind, it changed how I think, it recreated me, it got me to question where I am, what I am doing to get to the next level. And that is the kind of speaking you should be able to engage. So most of us want to impact lives, but the basic way of impacting lives is actually by speaking, because people are going to interface with you. You're going to be invited. Even when you're not going to be invited, you're going to create a platform of your own where you are going to speak. So what you have to say has to be sensible. And I think today I want to begin with the intros, because I gave you the assignment, and the assignment is to create these videos. Now, if you want to create a video, you have to be very careful how you sign into a video, okay? And I remember some of you came to my inbox and are already doing the videos, and were telling me, okay, so how did I do that? The introduction, I was just fumbling. I didn't know even how to introduce, and I was telling them that you have to have something that is not lengthy, not because I told you to shoot 5 minutes videos, you're not going to give an introduction of 5 minutes. That means that your introduction has to be half a minute, okay? And then your outro has to be half a minute, so that you can get 4 minutes of speaking. And in those 4 minutes, you can actually give 5 points or 3 points, whatever it is, and it will be very articulate, precise. The reason as to why I didn't want to give you more time is because I don't want you to repeat yourself. I don't want you to have hesitations, to have filler words, and then to think. I want it to be seamless, and you can create a seamless transition when you are speaking. Now, when it comes to the intro, I'll give an example. For example, you are Alan, and then you are saying, okay, this is whatever people want to deal with, something that has a name, okay? So if they're dealing with you, what are you bringing to them? If you're bringing to them moments of awakening, if you're bringing to them that this is the awakening, okay? And then you're saying, okay, hi, good people, or hi, amazing people. This is Alan with the awakening, and we are talking about, a place where we talk about, life, where we talk about motivation, transformation, where we talk about making money and living a better life, okay? And then you're saying, today we want to talk about this. Now, the topics are cliche. You don't just drop a topic and say, today I'm talking about submission, okay? Because that we have evolved from that. Not even TV presenters have to mention that. If you ever were, not even radio presenters, not even the coaches, you as an authority, you can't just say, oh, today we're going to talk about submission. Because then when you talk about submission, then I'm thinking, oh God, submission again. Why? I have watched 100 videos with submission, and if I tried to Google, I would get 1 million of them. If I tried to go to YouTube, I would get 1 million of them. So I need a different approach, okay? Now, when you say you need a different approach, that means don't tell me that you're going to talk about submission. But it's possible you're going to talk about submission. So how can you bring submission? And you can start it as a statement and say, you know what? In this age and era, there's a lot that is going. But one of the things, or you can say about yourself, you can say, you know what? I am just too tired of hearing the same stories over and over and over again, where men demand to be submitted to and respected, but they cannot love in return. And you say, you know what? If you want to teach a woman to submit to an unloving man, it's like teaching a child to swim in a swimming pool without water. So you say, we are going to dive into that, and I know that for sure by the end of this talk, something is going to change about you. Now, if you are giving me good content, if you are giving me, and this is for mainly the videos, that means you have summed up, you have created suspense in my mind, you have given me the yearning to actually watch this show to the end, or this episode to the end of the 5 minutes or the 10 minutes or the 20 minutes, whatever it is, because we are going going to grow into that, but you have me hooked. You have me coming back for more. You are not being conventional. You are not being like everyone else. You are unique. So that means you need to sit down and script and not just say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and then, no, 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 no. You're not communicating to everyone else. You are communicating to one person. So if you can cut out the good morning, the good evening, the good, because you don't know when is someone watching, where are they watching, from what time zone are they in, you can just choose to say, hey, and I want you to be authentic. I want you to be yourself. I don't want you to copy and paste anyone else intonation, tonality, the kind of the voicing, the kind of the power with which you speak. I don't want you to copy anyone. Come with your unique. Okay, you could be the kind who just does things while chilling, and they just, hey guys, today we just want to talk about let's talk about looking good. Let's talk about being elegant, smelling well, and just being on top of your game when on top of your game when you are dealing with yourself. I have put down my voice. I want to take a relaxed mode, and you can bring me in, and I will want to relax with you while I am listening to you. While you can be the person that is hyper, and then you are the kind that speaks like me. You speak like a robot. You speak like like a tailoring machine. Okay, so if you are that kind of person like me, that means you need to be able to be yourself, to be authentic. Okay, have fun, laugh, maguka, do anything, but bring your personality to your speaking, to your videos, to your appearances, because a video content is selling like hotcake right now. So if you are the kind that is going to wait until graduation of this program before you begin, then woe unto you, because others will have left a mark already on the people that they broadcast to, that they talk to. So it's better you start now. Okay, start now wherever you are right now, whether you are nearing graduation, whether you're just beginning. Make sure that you start right now and say, you know what, like clearly, what is it that is holding me back? Some of you told me when I posted it on the private group, some of you were telling me, oh, it's the fear, and the other it's because of procrastination, and the other, and remember, procrastination, it's not because you are busy, it's because you are just lounging around and not willing to take action. That is procrastination. That is the summation. Otherwise, we call it postponing. If you have you have business that you're handling and you want to do it later. So right now, it's not because you're busy. No, it's not because, you're busy perusing through your social media. You're busy sleeping. You're busy gossiping. You're busy, having small talk. And that's not adding up. What's adding up is when 1 million people watch your video and they're like, oh my, oh my. When people go out and look for you on YouTube, when they look for you on Facebook, because most of them usually tell me that, you know what, I came to your Facebook and everything I read up to around 2017. Someone goes to my Facebook page today, they get to know about me today. I had a Nigerian who told me, it must have been 3 days back. I just got to know your page, but I went and I read material up to 2017, and I went to YouTube to look for you. I've just been, blessed by what I'm hearing, and I'm binging on this now. Instead of someone watching Netflix or watching DSTV or they're busy watching Bahati somewhere, or they're busy reading content from Bahati somewhere. So how awesome is that? How awesome is that? So it's very possible. Be very careful about your introduction, because how you introduce yourself is how I am going, then you will either have me or lose me. Okay, there's so many videos I've not even watched 1 second. Why? Because of how someone started. Okay, they were just not authentic. They were like a robot. They were just rapping their words. It's like they got them from somewhere. They're just not relaxed. They are not an authority. They are not, there are so many things that could go wrong. But make sure that you research, okay? Make sure that you have enough research and that you know exactly what you're going to talk about. Make sure that you outline it and make sure that you can look at it, so that you just don't commit to memory and then come to a video and fumble. So for those of you that are creating videos, make sure that you script your intro and your outro, and send them to me so that we can actually rescript them. If I need to add something, I can be able to add it for you, so that you have those things, so that you know that every day I need to start a video. I'm going to start like this, I'm going to end like this. Now I have to research about the body so that I give the best thing that I can ever give. Okay, so let's do that. Let's make sure that the content that we give, remember we talked about purpose. Now, the thing that people that people want, what the world wants, okay, what the world is willing to pay for, and what you can do exceptionally well. Okay, now in the middle, in the intersection, that is your purpose. What the world needs. The world needs so many things. The world needs people to motivate them. The world needs people to push them into entrepreneurship, into making more money, into making better decisions. Everything that the world needs is something that you can actually give. Okay, so you can choose your niche and say, okay, am I dealing with relationships? Am I dealing with entrepreneurs? Am I a civil engineer and I want to keep the trend? Or am I Evangelista, we have Rinda, Diana, we have so many on this group. We have lecturers, we have business people, we have accountants, we have lawyers, we have so many, okay? And then you're like, you know what? In my area of operation, there are so many things that I see that actually need a lot of people need, okay? So if people need that and they're willing to pay for it, and then you can do it exceptionally well, okay? And you can do it without being paid, you can do it with a lot of passion, then that is your purpose. Okay, so make sure that you craft what I told you to write, the 50 problems in your niche or in your target audience. Now when you write those 50, I want you to be able to top the 5 most requested for, or the 5 most hot top, things that can trend, things that people really need. People jump onto relationships talk anytime. People jump onto any talk that gets them better, that talks about making more money, that talks about bettering themselves in their marriages, or that talks about bettering teenagers. That, depending on your niche, you choose the top 5 and say, okay, I am going to create videos. When you decide to research a topic, let me say an example. You're researching about toxic relationships. You realize what are the signals that you're in a toxic relationship. Who is a toxic person? So you have different dimensions of creating videos. That means in a week, can get a week and say this week is dedicated to talking about toxic relationships. You research in and out about toxic relationships until you are an expert that when someone wakes you up from sleep, you can actually talk about that topic comfortably well. So that means within that week you will create 5 pieces of content when it comes to videos, and then you can create 5 pieces of content when it comes to just written format. And it doesn't mean that you have to get things from a scratch. You can actually get things, you can read from other people, you can get inspiration from other people, and then you paraphrase. The best thing or the bad thing or the worst thing is to copy and paste, okay? But we get knowledge from different places. We read, we watch, we deliberate, we brainstorm, and we get knowledge from all those different places. So I want you to be able to do that, okay? And make sure that your platforms are really engaging, because you have free platforms. The world can know you within a twinkle of an eye. Okay, when you post something that is touching, yes, you will get 3 likes, maybe you will get 10 likes, maybe you will get to 20, and who knows, you will grow. And we are all not where we want to be, but we are not where we used to be. So I don't want you to berate yourself and say, okay, I'm just not so sure how people are going to receive me. I'm just not so sure. Why do you mind about other people? Other people have their own problems. We are on this earth, and this is what we are doing. We are in a constant, every one of us like is in a movie, and we are the superheroes or the superstars in our movies, or the main character in our movies. And the movie is called My Life, okay? So everyone is minding their business. Everyone is thinking, how do I make more money? How do I do what? The people that have time to gossip and poke their nose into businesses that do not concern them, those should be none of your concern, okay? Whether some of your families are going to say, like, really, instead of being a lawyer and pursuing what you really want, you're busy wasting your time with this mambo jumbo. Some of them are going to tell you, oh, I wanted you to be a doctor, oh, I wanted you to be a civil engineer. But remember, no one can be anything for you. You are the one that is going to be that particular thing. So if you have decided that this is what you want to do it with every ounce of energy and nerve in you and give it your best, so that everyone that thought otherwise will be like, but this guy is so serious in this thing, you know. Then they will start even praying for you. They will start saying, it's God who blesses. So if he really loves that thing, then let God bless him in that thing. Why? Because you made up your mind. Sometimes people are waiting for us to make up our minds so that they can be able to support us. Otherwise, if you come with your preposition, everyone will be like, I'm not the one who told you to go there. I'm not the one. I'm not encouraging you. But once you get in there and you're like, this is it, I have decided, then everyone will have no option but to support you. And even if they don't want to support you, let them go away. Let them mind their business. Just go on with what you really want to do. So I name Abazi Catherine. Good to have you. Okay, and I just want us to hint on a few things. We have 20 minutes to go. Remember, actually not 20, we have very few minutes to go. I wanted us to do a marathon. If you were not in class with us or for the past 20-25 minutes, you'll be able to catch up this on replay and be able to go through with it. But I need your comments on here, and I need to know that you have actually been in class and you have learned something. Okay, for every end of class, I want you to write down 5 things. Every end of class, I want you to write down 5 things, or every end of video, 5 things that are your takeaways from that video, so that I can know that you're following and I know that we are together. Okay, because when exams come, you will have to you will have to actually go through with them. Part of what we are doing right now, the courseworks, yes, the assignments, yes, but the exams are coming. Okay, so I want us to hint briefly on speaking with authority, and one of the things that you really have to be very careful about is your intonation. Okay, definitely tonality really, really, really matters. Have you ever seen a person that is so sure about themselves and how they speak? Most of the time they will have a low tone. Okay, and they will not be begging or requesting, but they will not be ordering at the same time, but you'll find yourself willing to do whatever it is. So they command authority. It can be a boss, can be, anyone in your life, but they will command as in authority without really commanding it and requesting it, and they will earn it by the words they speak. Also, be very careful when someone is nervous and someone is not so sure about what they're saying. Most of the times they're tone is quite high, they are pitchy. Why? Because they want to compensate, overcompensate. When someone is so sure about what they're speaking, their voice gets lower, because then they want to emphasize, they want to speak with authority, and they want to drive the point home. Okay, so make sure that you have that. And then the certainty. If in order for you to speak with authority, you have to be very certain about what you're talking about. Very certain about what you're talking about. This means reading, this means researching, this means diving into the material that when you revise something and you can answer it from all angles. Be that kind of person, because then you're not just cramming sentences to come and reproduce and retrieve, but you are understanding what you're talking about, that you can paraphrase it, you can tweak it, you can change it, and sometimes you can even get revelations while you're speaking, like you're getting new inputs. Because sometimes for most of us that follow me, when I'm speaking, I usually say, oh, this has just dropped in my mind, like I've just thought about it, and while I am speaking, I feel it's so profound, like it's so important. Why? Because I am thinking while I am speaking, and I am so certain about what I am talking about. So you have no option but to feel like, you know what, I want to listen to more, I want to follow you more, I want to know what you have to say or what you have to give me more. Okay, so make sure that you really do that. Be very certain about what you're talking about, and make sure that when you speak, you have the buzzwords. Okay, the buzzwords, the right words, the big words to mean exactly that. Like you're just not fumbling with English, but you're using words, and those words can be as simple as authenticity, organic growth, transformation, and those words that cause someone to know that this person is actually well versed by what they're talking about or with what they're talking about. The buzzwords in any, I mean, the healing process, you know, the buzzwords, the words that people want to hear repeatedly, because they're the words that stimulates their positivity to make sure that they get from point A to point B. Why, when someone says, I feel motivated, it's because that speaker spoke the right words that actually related with them, and the right words that were able to move them to the point of action. And sometimes you can use pause, okay? When you have authority, sometimes you can speak without being too rushy, because sometimes when you're too rushy, then you're covering up or you're overcompensating for lack of what to say. So you don't know whether people are going to be impressed or not. And sometimes when you are too slow, again, you become too boring. But sometimes when you are pausing, or when you pause, there is power in pausing, and the power, and most times, have you ever gotten to a room and just kept quiet, or seen a speaker get to a room and they just keep quiet and look at everyone in the room? As in, there's that authority that they carry. It's like, I see you all, I understand you, and we're going to dialogue, we're going to dive into this together, and it's going to be amazing. And the other trick, by the way, to be very authoritative, include the people. You don't have to be speaking at them. You know, you're the kind who do this. Yeah, I don't think you will ever make it in life. No, 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 no. You just tell them that, you know, guys, I feel it that in this room, so many of us are going to make it more than we've ever made it. As in, you are speaking we. You are saying they are one with you. And so if you desire for greatness, they desire for greatness. If you're hungry for greatness, they are hungry for greatness. And that hunger can take you to better places, okay? So you are including them. It's a dialogue. So they don't feel left out. They don't feel like you're the expert on the podium and you're the one that is busy talking to them. Or you're the expert in the video and you're the one that is directing them and commanding them and telling them what to do and what not to do. So be very careful about that. And then credibility, and this credibility can be built over time, okay? Or credibility can be learned there in the room. You know, there are so many people with testimonies about you. So when someone says, wow, or when someone introduces you and say, this is so and so, and she's, you know, an expert in this, and she's a happiness expert, or a mindset coach, or a confidence coach, or a relationship coach, she's an author, and she's this and this and this, it creates credibility. So by the time you even come to the stage or you come to speak, then everyone is like, who, I mean, I want to see that person, I really want to see that person. That has created credibility. And so when you speak with authority, people are you're also credible because you know yourself, okay? Have you ever seen a person that is fumbling around sometimes because they don't believe in themselves? But once your credibility speaks for itself, then you know. For example, this mentorship is creating credibility for you, and the certificate that you get at the end and the things that you get to do, there are spaces you will get to and you'll be like, you know what, I have this, okay? I was prepared for such a moment like this. I was mentored for such a moment like this, so I can do this and I can do it well, where you have no shadow of doubt that you can deliver to the best of your knowledge, okay? So credibility really, really matters when you know that, you know what, I have what it takes. I was mentored. I was mentored by the best, and I just have no fear inside of me. When you speak differently. But a person who comes and is like, okay, they don't know whether they have the credentials, they've never been mentored, they don't know what's right and what's wrong. That is why they come and they start even speaking things that are totally against the crowd they are speaking to. Why? Because they just don't know. And some people just don't have a sieve inside of them to know what's good and what's not good, and what to say and what not to say, okay? And then you have to be able to find your voice and identify your strength. There are so many of us, we know for sure that if I'm given this topic, I'm just going to kill it. You know, I'm just going to do it to the best of my knowledge. It's because you've discovered yourself. You know your strengths. So when someone calls you and they want you to talk about disability, you'll be like, no. Disability, you call so and so, but not me. So you know yourself, okay? So when someone calls you, when it's not in your niche, or it's just not anywhere close to what you would want to even research and put your time into, you can opt to say no. But when you say yes to something, let it be something that you know you are going to nail. You're going to create transformations. You're going to create results, and it's going to actually earn you. When you go to a place, your target should be that that particular audience should be able to sell you, and word of mouth is the best kind of selling. When someone says, you know what, there's only one person you can go to in this city, we want someone for a team building activity, call Bahati. You know, when we want someone who can be able to help our customer care department, called Bahati. So that credibility that you have created and that strength, that when you go, you deliver 150%, okay? That you leave no stone unturned. You answer people's questions, you give them enough time, you elaborate, you illustrate, and you speak to the best of your knowledge. So why, if you want to speak with authority, make sure that you look at these things and make sure that you actually put them into practice. This is actually going to blow your mind. It's going to help you, and it's going to set the biggest footprint out there. Okay, so Anit Awenyo, good to have you. Ruth Namudu, good to have you. Hadija Nachiwirango, good to have you. Jem Kakembo. Hello, Major. You're saying that this is epicenter of my passion speaking. I was too, okay. I want to learn more. Thank you and love you. Yes, my friend, I mean, you just need to speak. Have you ever seen someone speaking with authority? You feel you want to listen to them and you just don't want to stop. So I want us to get that. Naira Namudu, good to have you. Okay. And that is Kushe Mereira. Catherine, good to have you. And Derek, good to have you. Transformers representing Enid Carol, good to have you. Ainembabazi Catherine, you're in class tonight. Good to have you as well. Okay, so make sure that we share these links, this particular link back to the group so that the rest of the members can be able to actually catch us here. Some of them struggle with network, and some of them definitely it's the busy schedule. But I told us that in this course we are self-pacing. We are not pushing anyone, and we are not telling you, oh, you have to come. If you don't come to if you don't come to class, if you don't do one thing, I know for sure is even when you go to the private group, when we have a live class and we have around 20 people, by the time you check on that live class the following day, it has around 50 people that have watched it. So that means that some of our members watch at 3 a.m. Some of us tell me, you know, I did my homework, my assignment at around 4 a.m. I had to wake up very early in the morning because I didn't have time the past. So I really highly commend you and kudos to you that you have given this your whole, even when the times are just not aligning, but you are doing your best to make sure that you rewatch, you replay, and then you do your assignments, and then you engage even with the people on the groups. I just hope that we can all engage them, the gladiators, the transformers, and the world changers and the transformers. I hope that we can all engage, because in the accelerated mentorship group as a whole, we are all there, so we can interact, we can share knowledge, we can, gladiators, I can see you. You are making one milestone after another, okay? Selling your books and being promoted and being hired as coaches and as being hired as counselors. And it's just amazing the trend that you are setting for the world changers. So the world changers, I want you to jump in. Those that are writing the books, I need to be able to evaluate those, what you're doing. And then those that have not met for evaluation, we have to meet for evaluation and make sure that we end on a high note, okay? I want us to just get out there in the world and let the world know that, you know what, we are not here to joke. We are here to transform the world, whether it wants or it doesn't want. And for my friend, the Transformers, there's a lot in stock, okay? So for whatever you've had to go through, I know that it's been quite helpful. Most of you have been reporting back to me. And for the more content we're about to have and the more classes that we are going to have, your eyes are going to open, your confidence is going to be sharpened, and your speaking skills are going to change, your listening skills are going to be changed. You are going to be equipped in all angles to make sure that you go out there and fly and make it. And for my friends, the VIP tribe, I can't leave you out. I'm so glad that this month we get to meet and have our cocktails and our mocktails and have a photo shoot, and then the group work that we are doing, okay, and the challenges that we are doing. That is amazing. That is going to create speed for you, speed that you have never thought, because then you're creating platforms for yourselves, and that's really, really amazing. I know there's some of you who are saying, what is VIP tribe? We'll get into that some other time, but I love you all, the gladiators, the world changers, and the transformers. I love you so much, and I hope that we grow together, and I want us to network as much as possible, okay? Matovu Dirisa, you're saying you're getting live for the first time. Oh, we've had these classes so many times. We usually here on Tuesdays, on Thursdays, and on Saturdays. Okay, so make sure that you join us. Definitely, some of you are not in the private groups, so if you want to enroll, you can enroll. These are just sneak peeks that we talk about, and I believe that it's quite life changing for all of us. Okay, so allow me to end it here, and we make sure that we meet again tomorrow. I'll be sending you I'll be sending through the videos to actually I was supposed to upload the videos, but I'm glad I did a marathon shoot this week, so I have as many videos in the batch as 10. Okay, and so we are going to have those day by day as we go ahead. So for those of you that are not in our private groups, you're missing a lot, because the videos cannot be shared. We don't share these videos on YouTube. We share them in the private group for those that have enrolled for the mentorship class. Okay, so for us here, we just do the sneak peeking. Businje, you are late if you've just arrived, but luckily enough, this information stays up and then you get to rewatch it and to replay. Okay, but from me to you, I would say I love you, and I hope that you have a great night, and until tomorrow when we'll be watching the videos. And remember, I say that for every video that we watch and every live session, write 5 things that you have taken away from that particular learning, so that we can be able to go and apply. All the assignments I'm waiting, and just like I said, the courseworks, make sure that we do them, and then we hand in time. Those that have not yet done the practicals, make sure that you do. Those that have not yet registered for radio and TV appearances, make sure that you register. For the transformers, we have not been able to choose the class president. World Changers, we have a class president, that is Nansamba Harriet. So register with Nansamba Harriet for those that want to appear on radio and on TV, and we'll make that happen. Okay, so for the transformers, we are going to choose a class president. So make sure that you look out who is active, who is more engaging, who is coordinating, and let's make sure that we keep an eye so that we can know who to choose when the time comes. Otherwise, from me to you is a good night.